Hey maker, I'm so excited. I finally got a ring light and a thing to hold my phone, so this is just gonna be even better for both you and I when I make these tutorials. Woo! Okay, so our project this week is for a customer of mine that wants to make like a grill sign for her husband for Father's Day. And with the examples of what she showed me, it was really gonna test my own creativity, and it was gonna force me to finally use my access door. So this is the project that we ended up coming up with. I'm excited to show you how the final project turned out. I think it looks really awesome. And you can see I engraved part of it, which I would so rather engrave than have to glue on each little letter because it would take forever, right? And then I added some 3D elements to give it a little bit of dimension. I think it turned out really cool. I think he's gonna love it. So let me go ahead and show you how I put this baby together. Let's go. Step numero uno is to take your round. I get mine just at Home Depot. It's just down the street. It's easy for me to do. And this is a 24-inch round that I get. You sand it thoroughly. I tend to use 220 grit on my orbital sander. And then I stained it with classic gray from MINWAX. And then lastly, I lacquer it, okay? And I put at least 2 coats anytime that I plan to engrave and then paint. This is the trick to making sure that you don't have bleeding from your paint onto the rest of the piece. So whatever you do, make sure you seal it. You don't have to use this one. This just happens to be what I stick to. I don't like having a ton of different products. Like, one is good. It serves its purpose for many different things. So sand, stain, lacquer, and now we're gonna go ahead and mask. We're gonna tighten on our masking with our squeegee, and then we have to find the center, which for me was actually probably the hardest part of this whole project. Let's go. So now that I have it masked, I need to find the center point. So what I've done is I've taken a ruler and I've butted it up to the edges so that I could easily find the center point. And I drew this on every side of my 24-inch round. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these lines so I can find my perfect center point, hopefully. Once I've marked my center, then I'm going to go ahead and open up my access door, and I'm going to lower the honeycomb tray as you see me do here. Then I'm going to insert my round, and I'm going to line up the laser beam right with my center point. Now that I've focused the laser beam on my new material and I have found my center, I'm going to go ahead and frame my job. So I set the origin to the center point, and now I'm going to frame it to make sure that it falls within the parameters of the material that I want it to fall. This is what we call framing your job, and this is how it's done without a camera. As you can see, it's really not rocket science. Okay, so I just want to engrave this one word right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I drag and select it. And I have all of my engravings set to the red color. So when I come over here, you're going to see it says the red is set to a fill. That is what we call an engrave. A fill is engrave and a line is a cut. I've got it set to 300 speed, 50 power. I find that this is a nice place to just start if you're learning how to engrave. You can definitely go a lot faster and test the limits, but this is just a safe setting to start with. And then here we have cut selected graphics, because I don't want it to do all of this other stuff. I just want it to do this one piece right here. So cut select graphics, and then I'm going to send it off to the laser. Now I'm ready to do the bottom half. So I'm going to select the whole piece. I'm going to group it right here with my little group of people. That way it doesn't move. And now I'm going to flip it
so it's on the other side perfectly. So now all I have to do is I have to go take the round and I have to twist it around, making sure I keep my laser point on the center dot that I drew on my masking, and then I will engrave the rest.
So guys, I learned something the hard way, but I learned it so that you and I can both save ourselves time in the future. Originally, when I did this engraving, and I'll show you in just a minute, it took a lot longer than I would have liked, okay? It took almost an hour just to do these letters here. And this is why. It was automatically set to go back and forth and back and forth. So the nozzle had all this travel time that it was wasting to do my engraved job. Then I learned that Lightburn has a flood fill pattern or a flood fill option that allows you to basically control the engraved pattern. So instead of making it go back and forth and back and forth, because ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Lightburn has geniusly given you the option to say, no, I want you to engrave each little piece individually. It will cut your engraved time almost in half. Let me show you how to do that.
Okay, so before I send it off to the machine, I'm going to go ahead and, this is what I'm going to engrave right here. So I'm going to select my words, and I want to go over here to preview. See this little computer looking thing? That's the preview button. And it is going to show me what the preview looks like. Right now, oh my goodness, it's estimating 67 minutes to get this job done. I don't want it to do that. So if I go here to play, it's going to show me, look at that, it's going back and forth and back. Look at all that travel time. Ain't nobody got time for that. No way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to change that fill pattern. So I'm going to go over here to my settings and see right here where it says fill all shapes at once. No, I do not want you to do that. Fill shapes individually. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go back to my preview so I can show you guys. And now, oh, look at that, 23 minutes. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. Except I wasted a lot of time because I didn't do it that way the first time. So now I'm gonna see a preview and look at that. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's go finish our job.
I just peeled off all the masking, and there's always just a teeny tiny bit of spillage. So this is why I love engraving, because you just take your sandpaper and it's gonna come right off. And then after that, I will spray a coat of lacquer over it, and it'll smooth everything out. Okay, so I've sanded it off, and this is totally normal. Like, you're always gonna have a little bit of spillage. Don't freak out if you do. And you can see my sanding marks. Now I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna clean out any of the dust that I've created by sanding off my, you know, my little bleeding paint. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but the dust is kind of coming off. And then I'm gonna throw lacquer over it and it will be beautiful. It's drying now, but now you can see why I love it so much. I mean, it always helps hide any inconsistencies and makes it look great. So I'm excited. I'm looking at this and I hear my grandfather's voice in my head. Estamos ganando! We are winning! I can't wait to finish it. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope you learned something new with me, and I can't wait to see your versions of these awesome signs. In the Mira 5, you can do this with the 18-inch round, in the 7, the 24, and in the 9, well, you can fit anything in that beast. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys here next time at That Mom with a Laser.